Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you in part or in full by
In
Patreon.
full. In full. I
It's
say usually completely.
patreon.com/defense of the patients. So earlier this week, we had in place of the .p one-on-one, we aired one of the sample .patron exclusive episodes.
Karaoke episode. It was fun.
It was a fun episode. I enjoyed it. I don't appreciate the feedback we got
I was
about
I
that.
was told by someone who I shall not name that I killed it on that Patreon episode and not Denny. So even though I was impressed with the fact that you were just able to sing, I guess.
Oh,
maybe that
was
was the reason I was so.
So if
in your
.patron
favor.
exclusive episodes aren't enough of a draw for you, there are other things like custom backgrounds. B-Dub recently worked up this awesome...
Who in the hell is B-Dub?
she's our graphic artist. She's the reason you see all these fancy-looking tweets and stuff.
She's not just our graphic artist. We can't afford to have that skill all to ourselves.
But we're already at a minute on this plug, so we're pushing it. All right.
Well, we do 2.5 sometimes.
Yeah. But so there's a custom background, a desktop background that's already out for all patrons. Moving forward, those are going to be just I can't remember if it's the $5 or the $10 tier. But there are options to 1v1 mid Roland, which you got to start fulfilling those. You got to get cracking on them.
Me and Lynx have done like 3 now. It's okay. We'll start contacting you, and I may owe you a couple. If you, I mean, you'll probably win. Lynx is like, I'm playing on Australian servers, and Lynx is that he's like a Smite guy, right? And I still lose to him. Like he's like, how does Dota work? Oh, I beat you, but how does it work again? Anyway.
But there are all sorts of great rewards, so go check us out.
I know this is supposed to be all ad-like and like, in your face, we're an ad. Please donate to defenseofthepatients.com/Patreon, and that is a palindrome. Let's go ahead and make that. It's not, it's Patreon.
It's not a palindrome either.
No,
Patreon.com/defenseofthepatients.
Can you believe race car is a palindrome?
No, I sure
That's
can't.
crazy.
God damn it, now you got me doing it. Patreon.com/defense of the patients. Go check it out and help support the show. We love you guys. Hey everybody, welcome to the NotPro show. That's what I'm going to be calling this episode.
I wish you would have saved that so I heard it the first time, right on the show.
Right there.
I laughed earlier when you're like, we're going to call it the NotPro show, and I was like, ha. And then all my laughter for it is subsided completely.
That's fair.
It's okay.
So filling in for BreakyCPK in place of the pro show while Breaky takes a much needed break and is on vacation. Even though I saw that he's on vacation, but I saw him still playing
Dota 2. Yeah, that's a great
that's what I would do on my vacation, though.
He's currently playing Dota 2.
I'm Cyphus. That's Roland.
Siltbreaker came out. I mean,
yeah, you gotta check it out.
If I was in Hawaii, I mean, I'd have to pop up. Do you have a laptop? Do you mind if I download 55 gigabyte Dota 2? Because gigs and gigs keep getting added to this game, dude.
I know that update was
Jesus.
Huge. And you know what's shitty is I'm gonna have to go home and download it on my PC. Right
gigs
after
and
this.
gigs.
So
I'm excited to play through it again.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm looking forward.
We haven't played through the entire thing.
God,
Jesus,
no.
it's hard. Holy fuck, it's hard. But we made it to the Lycan boss and then died
pretty quick.
Too much heal.
Too much heal. Yeah.
Yep.
Too much for sure. We just didn't have any damage output, and it was painfully obvious.
Lockdown.
Yeah, so I hope you guys are out there enjoying Siltbreaker. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I like when they do events like this. I even enjoyed
the last one.
Was
the
it
Tower
Dark Moon?
Defense.
Dark Moon Rising, Moon Rising, Dark Moon.
I think it was
Dark Moon on the Run.
Yeah, you're just coming up with songs now.
Yeah.
It does feel like a song title now. I think it was just Pleasant Moon, Dark Moon,
Bad Moon on the Rise.
This is Dark Moon. We do not need to go down this any
Fly
longer.
Me to the Moon Rising.
Fly me to the moon.
This is not a karaoke episode.
Okay.
We already did that one. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying Siltbreaker. I'm looking forward to doing that. I mean, do you want to keep talking about Siltbreaker? I feel like we don't know enough about it.
I mean, I don't know enough about it yet because I've only played like 4 games. One of which we never made it because we didn't know where to go, and it was just like things just keep coming, and people were dying, and you only have so many lives. That's when I was playing with randos. I can't wait to get in some 4 stacks.
We didn't have a very successful run.
It's surprising that they did 4 stack.
Yeah, I found that a little odd too because
it's like these pro teams, like, wouldn't you want to watch the entirety
Yeah, that's
of
true.
Secret play Siltbreaker?
Yeah,
Why did they decide 4-man? Like, maybe 5-man
I
was.
don't know.
Whew, I mean, it's taken us long enough to do 4. We had
Yeah.
5. It's gonna be 3 more weeks.
I
They're gonna pitchfork us if
I
we
don't know
do.
that we can
Yeah.
understand any of Valve's decision making regarding any of that.
Was Diablo? I think Diablo you could do maximum 4, and you can't move the camera much like Diablo.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
it's the map is exactly the same key as in Diablo. You'd press tab and then the map would come up centered on
and
Diablo.
that drives me nuts
The
because
lawsuit is currently being written by Blizzard Entertainment.
I believe that the memo is titled "Please stop it, guys."
Yeah, please stop stealing stuff that we did. It is Diablo Breaker. But you get to play with Dota heroes, so
Yeah,
it's a great time.
Dota blow, Dota blow too.
Diablo, Doblo, dude.
Diada.
No.
I don't know. Why do we?
Hey, you could just call it Diablo and just say the D stands for Dota.
This show's already a failure.
It is.
Sorry, Breaky. All the audience, you just lost it right there because of us.
Let's do our competitive surge.
I know nothing.
I
I know
nothing.
Epicenter's going out. You know what I did? I did watch the VP because they were rebroadcasting today. I watched the VP EG
I've watched some
series
Epicenter.
from the group stages.
There was some amazing play that I was like, wow, I would never even think to do that. That is brilliant. But I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, you guys are just gonna have to be. Oh, this is not Epicenter, but the famous game from the other tournament that was going on semi recently.
There were a lot Manila Masters.
Masters,
okay,
thank you.
Okay.
Where the famous game where Sumail dodges the glimpse. Jesus dodges the glimpse with Sleight of Fist as Ember Spirit. He's getting glimpsed, and there's like a very, very small window where you can go. You're off map when you're in Sleight of Fist, right? As Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Where he just didn't get glimpsed.
Wow.
So he dodges a glimpse.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, well, it's very hard to do. You can though.
Wow.
I guess it would have to be any hero that literally goes off map. I guess Ricky could probably do it with his ult.
Could Jug do it with his ult?
Jug probably could do it with his ult. Ricky could probably do it with his ult. But I mean, you got to figure. You'd have to factor in the cast time.
Yeah, you got to be thinking about that.
Because there is.
Well, I mean, if you know when you get hit, because you see that that disruptor animation happen too. If you could,
with Jug, I'm not sure, but I know that with Sleight of Fist, because I saw.
But you'd also have to have a target with Jug.
Yeah, you'd have to hurry. And what Sumail did is he started running back toward them, and he just did that so he'd have something to slight, so that and then he got away, and it was beautiful. But what Zai was doing was equally beautiful. Is he was getting glimpsed, and Zai was just playing Kunkka, double clicking, Xing himself. And so he'd get glimpsed, and then he'd be X.
That would be so obnoxious.
And then he'd just pull himself back to where he was. And it was just like, oh my God. And they did it in the same game where this disruptor was just basically useless because Kunkka would get glimpsed and he'd just be like, okay, X himself. And then he'd get pulled and then flip back to where he was, dude. Sumail was just like, nah. I'm off the map right now.
I don't get glimpsed today.
Yeah, and this disruptor must have been like, Jesus, like
you'd be losing your mind.
Yeah,
in a pub, you'd be losing your mind.
Oh, if it happened one time.
Yeah,
I mean, if I glimpse a Kunkka in a pub,
if it happened once, you'd be pissed. You'd be ranting about it. You'd be like, "That's bullshit. That's bullshit." And then when it happened the second time, you'd really
maybe cheats or hacks or something like that.
Maybe
like,
abandoned.
You may go. I don't know about abandoned, but I definitely an all chat or definitely a like cool script or something like that. You know what I mean? Or something.
Have you ever been pissed? Have you ever been so pissed that you abandoned a game?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've like that Storm Spirit game probably. Yeah, with Andrew playing with Wazoo. Yeah, there were so many games that I abandoned.
Oh, that's right.
Never a solo game, I don't think. But if it was just like say laning phase, I'm supporting Wazoo and I die like 3 times, and then the shit starts to get carried on. I'm just abandoned.
Yeah, I've never had a legit abandon other than like where I was upset at the game or whatever. I've abandoned because you couldn't abandon, and we had to pickaxe mid.
Oh yeah,
So I
because
abandoned.
of Nemo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
and then I abandoned when Rin broke down, and I was in the middle of a killer PA game. It was actually on the recalibration account. It
Oh,
was really
I
early on.
actually okay. I've had some abandoned. So Audrey insisted that she wanted to run through her pregnancy, because Audrey's always been a runner, type thing. And there were so many times where she'd be like, "All right, I'm going out for a run." I'm like, "Okay, I'm streaming. I'm gonna start a game." She's like, I was like, "Don't run too far." Like, gave her that. Like, let's not go too far this time. Let's make sure that we just maybe if all we can do is go around the block, that's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody's judging here. I don't care how far you run. Fuck it, don't run. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, stay here.
You're pregnant.
Yeah, you're pregnant. And then she'd call me and she'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'd be like, "I just saw you literally like maybe 7 minutes ago. Where are I?" And I'd just be like, "Where are you?" And she'd be like, "I'm on 26, 3." I was like, "Okay, I'm coming." Because I'm not going to be like, "Walk home. You pregnant. You pregnant." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so what I would do is I'd be like, "Oh God, I have to restart F9." And then hope that I could.
Oh my God.
And pick her up, and then of course she doesn't allow me to drive that way when she's in the car.
Yeah. Well,
She
she's
is
pregnant. You know.
and she's pregnant. Yeah, but she believes I'm the worst driver around. It's because I'm highly efficient in everything that I do. Grocery shopping, highly efficient. Driving, highly efficient.
Sure.
Even pouring gas. I hold the thing. Like I don't let the lip. You know how you can have when you're pouring gas, you can just have it hold itself open.
Yeah.
No,
like,
dude, I squeeze that fucker the whole time. Make sure I'm getting maximum efficiency out of it, dude. Because it doesn't squeeze the full way when you do the metal lip to hold it up on even the. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I didn't know how deep your neuroses went until this episode.
Yeah,
guys.
no, it goes that deep. Where I'm just like, get the fucking gas in there and fast. Like, we gotta go. We gotta go. It's like I live my life like it's a bank robbery. You know what I mean? Like, time is of the essence.
Sure.
Except when I'm with 100 times. Hey, do you want to go to the antique store? In my mind, fuck no. In reality, yeah, that sounds like a blast.
Now, anytime I'm asked to go to a clothing store, I'm
The antique store.
Yeah. Now the antique store sounds awful.
The clothing store, at least I could like.
It's Michael's.
Maybe buy a soda or something like that.
It's Michael's. That's my least favorite place.
I love I'd go to Michael's.
No.
I used to build popsicle stick huts, and so I go around and look at what type of building materials Michael's has, and I like to build things, as you know. I'm a Lego connoisseur. I like to glue popsicle sticks together and make little huts.
Next time Rin and Audrey go to Michael's, you can go with them.
No, thank you, because I hate to say it, Rin's slow. Me and Rin are like the anti of each other. Like, I'm sure Rin goes down every aisle in the grocery store and like, oh my gosh, they just made a new brand of these cookies.
All right,
I wonder if I like them.
I preface this by saying, in case she ever listens to it, I love Rin.
Yeah, I know. You can preface it as I like Rin a lot too. I don't.
Now,
I mean, I love her in a different type of way.
When she gets to Michael's, it's not just hitting every aisle. It's hitting every aisle and grabbing something from the shelf and turning to me and saying, "What do you think if I?" And then I hear the project, a proposed project that like probably isn't going to happen and is not a real thought. It's amusing, and then we move around until we do find the one that actually will, be undertaken.
I wouldn't trade you places. You know how they do like the swap, the wife swap, like TLC does that. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. Dude with $1 million shows up in a briefcase and is like, all you got to do is just switch places and like go to Michael's with Rin like 3 times and that's about it.
No, I spend most of the time in that store either replaying Dota games that I've already played in my mind.
Really?
And yeah, I do. That is one thing I frequently do these days is like go to Dota and think about a game and think about like what I built and what it. Like, I really should have built that game.
Next time I play, heroin goes deep.
Yeah. I think things like the next time I play AM versus this lineup, I'm going to build this.
Maybe that's why you're better than me. Who knows?
No, well,
you're not.
No, I'm not technically.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that.
We have not talked about that.
Let's talk about the circumstances surrounding it first and foremost.
So I'm going to tell this story. You earlier in that. No. It was the day before I had streamed. I streamed because you were tied up doing something. I was waiting for you here at the
Probably
studio.
doing nothing. Let's be honest.
Probably doing nothing. I was streaming game 7 and 8 of my calibration
Sucks
matches.
you didn't wait for me.
But I had to get it done.
I understand. I understand.
I've wanted to do it forever.
I understand.
I had to do it. So I hop on and I stream game 7 and game 8. I lose game 7. I win game 8. And the game I lose is when I'm playing support. I don't think I can. It's hard for me to go back to playing support even now. Even at like I don't feel outclassed.
I'll play a Dazzle. I'll play a Warlock. I'll play a healer.
Yeah,
I love Dazzle.
So,
Dazzle
but I'm focusing on like a pretty basic set of.
So you're playing core. You're playing offlane.
It's almost exclusively core. But so I head into this. This is Wednesday night. This is Wednesday night. Wednesday night, I get home. I don't have to record a show for Thursday because those bastards that do Theorycraft, they got that. That's their responsibility. I don't have to think about that at all. Got the in-houses coming up in a few hours. I get off work like a couple hours early. I go home and I'm like, fuck it. I'm getting game 9 and 10 done today. I'm going to see my MMR today. And the next time I record with Roland, I'm going to be like, fuck you. Here's what it's at. That's my plan. I sit down, I log into game 9. I have a great game as Juggernaut, despite like a really toxic mid PA.
Played with a Strawberry, a guy named Strawberry, who was super kind.
He was really kind, and it's a great fucking game. Game 10, I go right into it. I roll right into it. It was not 2 seconds after I finished game 9 that I just hit play Dota, find match. So I load into the game. I see Strawberry, the guy who supported me last game, and he's down to support me again.
As Jakiro.
And he's a super nice guy. The dude,
and competent.
Yeah, and competent. The two guys we played against in the previous game, who were super friendly enemies in the previous game, are also on the other team, and the guy picked Anti-Mage, and I beat him as Jug. I picked Anti-Mage when he picked Ember Spirit, and he all chats like, only losers pick AM, haha, like, I'm making a reference to the previous game. We all say hello, it's nice, everybody, good luck, have fun from every person in the match. Wow. And I'm like, this is a great game 10. This is it. And then Singapore fucks me.
Well, we learn about how the world, this is a little bit about geography and time zones.
Singapore fucked me. So
it didn't fuck you.
It didn't fuck me, but so
I say it was gonna fuck you, and then Roland saved you.
So I
never talk about myself in the third person, by the way.
That's right,
but
you did. Yeah. So I get a phone call from Roland, and I realize that. Well, we'll get into this in a little bit. So Sajidine was kind enough to connect us with Black, and
we've been trying to get Black on the show for years.
Yeah. Love him.
I love him. He said I was his disciple.
I talked about that on the interview.
Oh, did you? Did he remember me?
He remembered it, and he said that's what he said. He said, of course he told you. He said, yes, I told him that because it helped. It made me more evil. He said, because I was an evil sniper picker, and every disciple I had out there picking sniper only added to the greater evil that
did he really say this?
You'll hear it on the interview.
I'm gonna fucking freak.
And he also knew I brought up Grouty, and he knew Grouty by name because Grouty is Black's longest sub.
Cool.
Anyway,
as you can tell here at Defensive Agents, we like Black.
We love Black.
Yeah.
And he's just a super charming guy. It was a fun interview to do. And has very similar stances to you and I regarding like professionalism in Dota 2, and he's
kind of known as the goofball, you know what I mean? But when you see him as like on the panel or anything, that goes away completely.
Yeah, he had a lot of really interesting things to say about the scene.
Cool. I need to listen to that episode. I just haven't had time.
So anyway, I still got to put it together.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to interview Black Thursday,
11 a.m. Singapore time,
which. A little bit of quick math in the brain. Oh, that's about 7 o'clock our time. Perfect. 7 p.m. Thursday, I'll be there. Only 7 p.m. Thursday is 11 a.m. Friday in Singapore.
Yeah,
11 a.m. Thursday, 7 p.m. Wednesday.
And so I call Cyphus and I'm like, yo, your recording with Black is 5 minutes ago. And he's like, fuck. And I can hear him like, click, 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 click. And I'm like, and he's like, "What? You're asking me?
I answered.
You're asking me to like abandon?" And I was like, "Yeah,
no. That I don't understand. Like, I was having a legitimate crisis moment in my life.
It's like, well, fuck, dude.
I was just fuck.
I'm on game 10, and dude, you like, I was like, I'm not prepared to do this interview. I'm not ever doing a
You're
one-on-one
lucky
again.
I answered. Like
I would have been
really
like,
thought
hello
about
and welcome to the show. An enigmatic character, Black. Welcome to the scene.
when I saw you calling. I did a little bit of quick math in my head, and I almost thought, no, I'll just decline it and I'll talk to him later. What could he possibly need?
Well, on the triple tap, on the quad tap, you would have answered.
I would have answered for sure. But I almost didn't answer, and then you're telling me this, and I'm like, I'm farming a jungle camp.
And you're like, no, it's not until Thursday. And I was like, I'm telling you, it's now, and you need to fucking get over here. And I know you live like 25.
Yeah,
I'd say 20
minutes.
A fast 20
minutes is me speeding to get there for sure.
More realistically, 25 minutes. And Sagidine's been messaging me all day and like, hey, I need a link for the show and everything like that, so we can get there. And I'm like, it's okay. Like I've got like 30 hours. Like I'll get you the link, Sagidine. Okay, I know that you like to be prepared, but like, give me a break. You got 30 hours. And then she's like, okay, Dom's ready. And I'm like, it's not Thursday. She's like, yeah, I know. I mentioned it on the post that 11 a.m. Singapore time is 11 a.m. Thursday, but it's Wednesday our time, and I put that there. And I scroll up, and I'm like, wow, the most important line I didn't read. And
so
she blames it on technical issues.
She was very kind to tell technically, I wasn't technically in the studio. That's a pretty technical issue.
Yeah, that was a big technical issue. And so she tells him, and he waits an hour for our asses to get here.
But that hour doesn't mean that I get to finish the game.
No, I'm like, dude, you have to leave. And you're like, but is there...
I was like,
is there any other
way?
Does time travel exist? Does teleportation
and
exist?
all the while I'm still farming. Like I did not stop playing this game. I was in this game. I was communicating with teammates. I was letting them know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And we're having this conversation, and then Roland says to me, "Let me play the game."
Yep. Well, I said no. I said you need to come here, so you're gonna have to. Let me play the game. You're gonna have to make me play the game. So during that 25 minutes while you're here, maybe we can get a win or a loss,
right,
or something instead of. An
abandon. It was better than an abandon for sure. So I all chat the enemy team because I knew those two guys were super friendly, and I all chat to say I'm having a really weird glitch, and I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, I should have all chatted to say, hey, I should have just explained what was going on.
No.
But
because it's way far-fetched. I'm about to record Black, and so I'm going to have my friend log in remotely to finish this game. This is my 10th game on Calibration.
And
this
very
means a lot to me. No, you should have just gone with like, hold on, be right back.
I did. I lied, and I told him I was having a weird glitch. I needed to restart Dota. I log out of my Steam account.
And I'm like, okay, what's your account info? And then, okay, password? Oh, okay, And then I log in, and his controls are fucked. He's in a bad spot. They did have you pause, but you were like up in the bottom lane near the
because I had been when I paused because I was typing as I was clearing a wave in the bot lane, and I think I had clicked on an allied creep and was moving forward with the creep wave.
You were just about dead when I came in, so I hurry and change all of his controls, and I have to blink away. Who was coming after? Oh, Luna was coming after you.
Yeah, that Luna was kind of bad though.
Well, she still hit you with a lucent beam, but I was able to get away. And so I won Denny's 10th calibration game.
So now you're going to take credit for how much MMR? 50?
No, I'm not going to take credit for any. You deserved all of it. What'd you calibrate? 2801? 2801. And so when Denny got here, I didn't click continue. I didn't look at the MMR before he got here.
Yeah.
Because that's not my right. That's like, right.
It was waiting. We got to
and so
see it in all its glory.
I had the recording all set up for him, and I alt-tabbed out, and then he clicked continue, and he got to see that he placed at 2801, which is, if you listen to the show, listen to every show that we do, you were thinking like anything above 2,500 you're happy with.
Yeah, for sure.
Welcome to 12 extra wins, dude.
Yeah.
Because 12 plus 25s.
Oh, for sure. It was, I was glad to see it. I knew that it was going to start trending more towards 28 just based off of those last few games. And, I had a couple of
you lost two? I have your here I can look.
Well, the problem with my open Dota, I wonder if you can
I
tell
have
in Dota.
Game 3, 4, and 6 you won. Game 5 you lost.
Okay,
I know that for sure.
It's hard to tell because one of the things I did to because I really wanted to play.
We know that you won 5 at least. We know for a fact that you won 5 of them.
Yeah, let's see.
Did you win your first one?
I don't think so. Let's see.
Okay, we still know for a
Shit, I
fact you
should
won
have pulled
5.
up. I
Did
should
you
have
win your
pulled it
second
up.
one?
Yeah, I think I won the second one. So these should say ranked, right?
Yeah, they do say ranked. And it's going to be when you're solo.
I think I went 7-3. I want to say on the calibration.
Regardless, I think the calibration mattered a lot because where I'm looking at averages here, game 3 was 27.43, game 4 was 27.36, game 5 was 28.12, game 6, which game 5 was a loss, and then game 6 was 27.61, which was a win, which probably put your game 7 at around 2800,
Yeah.
which was a win, which put your game, oh no, your game, yeah. Anyway, you got 28.01.
Yeah, what was terrible is I went into that.
Your estimated MMR is still lower than what you are. It says you're 2782 estimated. So for those out there that naysay the estimated MMR, that's within 19.
Yeah, it was really close.
Very, very
it was
close.
Really close.
So Ursi, you are like 3100. Is what I'm getting at, dude. Because I mean,
no,
31 plus or minus 19.
Mine is probably only accurate because
you played with Rin.
I have
you played with Audrey.
30. No, I've never played with Audrey on this account. I've played 17 games with Rin and 18 games with you, and they were all after I'd start. All after.
And I was
started
3K
calibration.
with those 18 back in.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days of 3K.
Yeah.
Although I am 2900 and I have 2 double downs. So I figure I'll make it right back to 3K here very soon.
Or you're going to be 2700 here pretty soon.
Yeah. Either 2700,
I guess.
2800. Yeah. I'm like 2891 or some shit.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah.
Regardless, I'm happy about it.
No, I'm going to hit 3K.
I believe it.
That's the next
Oh,
plan.
dude, I feel like it's going to be so easy for you. Because now you're 2800. Now you've gotten past some hurdles. 2500 is when you're going to get I feel like your teams are going to start building a little better.
Well, and so don't get me wrong. I even in those calibration games, I still, for instance, that game 9, we had the worlds, and the guy identified himself as being like someone from, or he had Loot Market in his name, and I asked him if he knew Bruno, who listens to the show, and he was like, "Huh?" And then I realized, oh, okay, this guy just has Loot Market in his name because he has Loot Market in his name. He's just some dipshit.
Why would you do that? I wonder.
I
guess all the people have .p in their name.
Right.
Why would you do that?
But I mean, maybe he trade, and maybe I don't know. Maybe it's so people can find his Loot Market profile. I don't know. But so this guy is just a complete dick the entire time to everybody. And so yeah, you get that. Like he was an asshole. He pinged out. I was playing Jug, and we had a really hard lane. But I was coming back, and I had free farm because my support's Strawberry, started rotating around and creating some space by, forcing rotations from the offlaner into the other lanes. And it was this Tide Hunter who panic ulted every time he was about to die. He panic ulted,
Ravage,
and would still die.
Ravage, so, and the orb is still following you from OD, and you ravage anyway, and you're like, it kills it. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
So I mean, he was one of those kind of Tide Hunters, but I was starting to catch up in the lane, and this PA's pinging the stack of ancients that they've made for the enemy AM. And he's like, Jug, you got to get your ass over here right now. Get your ass over here right now.
And I'm guessing you didn't build Battle Fury because that's.
Well, I was going Battle Fury. But
you were.
I was, but my thinking with building Battle Fury was, I want to farm on the same level as this AM.
Okay.
I want to farm.
You can do that with a Maelstrom.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable with the Battle Fury.
Basically, I think. Okay, let's stop there. You don't want to farm at the same pace as him because he's gonna get stronger than you. Even at the same farm level, he's going to be stronger than you.
I was willing to take my chances with that.
I feel like you want to go faster than him.
I was willing to take my chances with that AM. It was maybe I won't say that it was.
I got to give a huge shout out here. I got to give a huge shout out to Proud and our last Proudland that we did.
Yeah,
the way he made me understand anti-mage makes me want to play anti-mage every single game, even though I shouldn't, because now I actually understand how he should be played.
Yeah, no, and that was definitely. I mean, AM is one of the heroes I played a lot. I
played an AM game today that got me back to 2900 or close to it. So
yeah, I was 67% win rate with AM on this account.
AM, but the thing is, there's so many misconceptions with that hero because he's such a polarizing hero, and goddamn Proud for making it just make so much sense.
Don't get me wrong. In that game, Proud,
and even in your game, because your game 10 was as anti-mage, and I was like, I am not going to go something weird. I am not going to build any. I want to win this game for Denny. Like, There was no like
Yeah.
idea of sabotage. I did really well in that game.
Yeah, you did great.
I
ended that game. You did not die after you took over from me.
Yeah,
You're
and I got 5 more
7-2
kills
again.
because
Yeah.
you were 2-2 when I
Yeah.
started. And I arguably, if you go back and watch the replay, I won the game for you guys because Ember Spirit was taking off, and I just got this beautiful blink abyssal, and then right as he was about to remnant, I got a bash. Like it was like I just
Yeah.
like he was going to remnant. It's an instant cast, but like I could tell, and I got another bash after the abyssal and killed him, and then all of a sudden we took
Yeah.
mid racks, and then we took top racks, and then we got back, and then we got Mega and won, and it was like, yeah, it
Anyway.
almost felt better playing on your account. Like I felt
like you play
I
more
played-
serious because you played on behalf of somebody
Well,
who needed you to.
well because it's your game 10.
Right.
Like there was a lot on the line there.
If only you could
I
treat
didn't-
every game like my game 10.
Well, I didn't want you to come here and be like, I just fed and fed and fed and
Yeah.
fed and fed and fed.
No, I
and
knew
we
you'd take it
lost.
seriously. I had no doubt you would play.
Well, you let me
Yeah.
play it.
I knew you'd play as best you could. Absolutely.
And I was playing on a different computer with fucked up controls, and
Yeah.
the mini map's teeny. You don't have your mini map large.
I am comfortable with my mini map. I like seeing. I
It's
like it
so small. I have my mini map like it's 60% of the screen is my mini map.
Yeah, but you just need to be able to glance at that mini map and get an idea of where people are.
No, man.
But anyway, my point being, so that PA was a dick. He wanted me to come eat that ancient stack, but I was in no position to do it. And I got I'm reporting jug instantly in a game that we ended up winning.
Oh, man.
So and I've also had people, just pick shit that they absolutely shouldn't. I've had people, last pick a fucking 4th core, like a 4th hard carry core after we already have a Spectre on the team, and somebody grabs a fucking Slark and there's nowhere to lane that motherfucker. I've had that stuff pop up, but it is significantly less than that happens at like the 2K levels and below.
Mhm.
When because I primarily play on that 2K account with Rin, and the shit that I see, especially being partied with her because she's more in the like teens in her MMR.
Mhm.
The shit that I see in those games is mind-boggling, but it just becomes a playground, where I'm just fucking around with whatever hero I want to learn. But it's mind-boggling what people are willing to do in Dota. It's not all the way better. It's not fixed. It didn't magically solve the problem, but it definitely reduced it. It definitely helped.
But hey, golf clap!
I'm
Congratulations
glad
on being
glad to have done
2800.
it.
When you calibrated at 2800, I was 2822. So you calibrated within like 21 of me.
Yeah, but you're also doing all the double down fuckery and
Not taking it serious. Casting your games, I don't see a big difference, to be honest. Like
my farming still needs work. What's shitty
as much
is,
as I want to say that like I'm better than you, ha 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 ha, I'm not. I don't even want to go there. And that's why I was like the whole competition thing was like I backed out of it completely because it's like, why compete when we can be friends?
We had this conversation on like the last time we did a Saturday show. You could take it serious. You could, even on this account, like I have no doubt that you could climb back up to 3,800 again. Like that's a possibility. And yeah, it'd be a long haul, but you play enough games a day to belt a few out.
Not
if you
a
took
ton,
it,
actually. I did not anywhere near what I was playing like in February. Like for some reason, like Dota is like, like I played one game today.
But you had 2 games yesterday.
Oh wow, it's counting. I was like, whoa! I've actually played 5 games of Dota today because
the Siltbreaker
Siltbreakers. I was like, I lost this dazzle. What? I never lose this dazzle.
What's shitty is that's impacting your win rate overall.
That's shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
But like, if we look at, that's gonna fuck with my activity too, because now I'm like trying to prove that I don't play a ton of Dota.
No. But I mean, if we go back beyond that, so you have a match from 4 hours ago, you have a match from 18 and 19 hours ago. So those are yesterday.
I consider those yesterday.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches from a day ago. So,
but you got to figure there's also being calculated from the day before because I play late at night.
But I mean, either way, you had a day of 4 and a day of 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I guess for like the people who work out there, they're like, you piece of shit. Like if I could get 4 games in a day, like that would be a miracle.
Right. Part of your job is to be here and stream a little bit and keep the name out there and keep the company out there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so yeah, you
want to know what my AM win rate is?
You play enough games to do it.
Yeah, I do. And I know that I just like cut you off, which I
No,
shouldn't do.
You're fine.
I'm sorry. I have 35 anti-mage games. Guess what my win rate is?
Oh
I'm
looking at it.
42%.
Oh, I see 39.39% on 33 games with anti-mage.
Are you looking at Dota buff or are you looking at Open Dota?
I'm looking at Open Dota.
They must. I have 35 at 42.86. I'm a good anti-mage. If you guys want stand-ins for 82L or anything like that, just put me on AM.
No, but I mean, like, look at your your hero pool.
It's ginormous.
That's the problem. Like that, it really.
I love all my children. Sorry that you pick favorites. I don't. I love all my children.
You got to pick some favorites.
Nope.
You got to pick some favorites for sure.
I definitely have some runts of the litter, which are like Earth Spirit, Silencer.
So, and not to like bring this up too much, but it's definitely fresh on the mind. But so, you know what happened with Black on Team Faceless, right? As far as his position.
I know that he. So I know that the European scene he was playing carry, and they didn't think he was so good, and then all of a sudden he went to mid and was like this great mid player.
No. That so he almost exclusively played carry up until like maybe a couple of months ago. It was he switched to mid like with a matter of weeks before an event. They were like I think it was he and Ice were talking, and they're like, all right, we need to shake things up. We want to invigorate some life into Team Faceless because they're all friends, all of those guys.
Oh yeah.
And they don't want to drop a player, which is I thought was really fucking cool. Like he was like, look.
Well, and Ice is backing it all too with his own money. So
they don't want to drop any players because they have too much like tied up in the friendship. So what they decided to do was swap things up a little bit and move Black over to the mid.
Who's their safe lane? Ice has to be their off lane. He's just too good.
I can't remember, but
it doesn't matter.
But regardless, so he went. He's now practicing these mid heroes. And he said, "Look, in order to do this, in order to be the sharpest mid I could, he picked several mids, and he just plays exclusively mid, and that's what he does every game he goes in. And now, obviously, he probably has an easier time being Black of getting mid, getting that position.
I feel like it's if you get your icon there first, even if it's a question mark, it's yours, dude. And then everybody else I called it.
XY is playing.
Oh wow. Okay.
And you're right, Ice is still their offlaner.
Because he's the best Timbersaw in the fucking world, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ice is what got me into Timbersaw.
But so I think
I'll never change my ways.
Why when you have the potential to do it? Like, don't you have a favorite? You have a favorite lane? Like, you know what I'm starting to do? I'm getting
I do have a favorite lane. It doesn't exist. It's called the jungle, and I'm serious. That is my favorite lane.
I know it is. I know.
If I could jungle every game, I would. I love it. I love, and especially like getting better and understanding timings because I do understand timings much better than 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 3 years ago. Like, I wish I could just jungle every
Is loving the jungle the symptom or the disease?
I think it's the symptom.
Okay. What's the disease, and can we treat it?
Probably Adderall would be the treatment for it. Yeah. Definitely the symptom of just like.
But like, okay, I know I'm all right. I swear I will never make this pitch ever again.
Okay.
I swear this is the last time it happens on this show.
Why do you care? First and foremost.
Well, one, because it is kind of our job.
To be good at Dota?
Well, to get better at Dota. Like
I have.
So let's go back to the very beginning. What we talked about, like, because I feel like you're in a Dota rut. That's what I feel like. I feel like you're in a Dota rut. From the outside looking in, it's a Dota rut. And
what? Are you saying I'm depressed? I'm not depressed. Like, fuck you. Get out of my life.
I feel like you're in a Dota rut, and here's why. When we started the podcast, the goal was, and for a long time it was solely us kind of journaling our journey through Dota 2.
Yeah.
How we evolved, how we got better. Because when we started this, when we were in the teens, like we've climbed. And maybe this is a little sad to say, but basically, I've climbed like 1,700 MMR over the course of this podcast. If I started at 11 or 1,200,
I remember when Denomalo said that I'm kind of like your older brother, doing Dota 2. That was my big motivation to get 2K because I was at 1,100 and he was at 1,100, and I was like, ha. You suck, dude. I don't suck. And then I quickly got 2K.
But I mean, we did suck, and we had to learn a lot.
Not like Denomalos.
Not like Denomalos.
I don't know. He definitely like has all sorts of stuff, dude.
I wonder what he's at these days.
Dude, hopefully not playing Dota and ruining it for everybody else.
I see him in there.
Oh, man. And if there's ever somebody who was like the anti personality of mine, it is Denomalos. Like if you like, I would kill myself if I were trapped in a room with him for longer than 24 hours. Like it would definitely cause some severe mental disorders if I was just in a room with him at all. But 24 hours or more would have to be where I'd have to shut off, dude.
So Nomo's solo is 11-16. His party's 10-11, and his estimated is 13-25. And I'm not shaming. I'm not MMR shaming here. All right, we don't do that on this show. I just was more curious.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know why I ever thought I could ever be around him. To be honest with you, like that guy. Oh my god,
I like Nomo. He's a nice guy.
I wish the best for his kid. I don't know. I guess that's all I can say about Genomalos.
Oh my god, you're such a dick.
I'm
You're
sorry.
a huge dick. You're in a Dota rut. Now let me get back to my goddamn point. So we started to catalog the journey through Dota, get better, improve.
Yeah.
And that was always kind of the mission. It wasn't the goal, wasn't your intent to always try to be improving at the game.
Never was it my intent.
Yes, it was.
Except like right before. So I had the crisis at TI. You call it an existential crisis.
Uh-huh.
And I think my way of dealing with that was, okay, I'm going to prove that I'm actually better at Dota than what people think.
Okay.
And so I played a ton of Dota right after, I would say when Audrey started, like 8 months pregnant is when I was like, all right, like I'm just going to play and I'm going to play super well. Like I was playing support.
Yeah.
I was calling the games. Yeah. I was buying smoke. I was buying sentries. I was going above and beyond to try and win my games. And then after the baby was born, I feel it stayed. Like I remember I left the hospital and played a game because I was like, I just need to get the fuck out of here and I need to go back to what's normal because all of a sudden I'm a dad and that happened way too quick for me because it was like all in one night. I wasn't a dad and then I am a dad. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And then I guess, you know, I've looked back. I did go on a spree until about February, where I reached my peak. And then I think, I don't know. I think a gateway drug of doom being like, oh yeah, you can have fun because I wasn't having fun.
Right. And so this is my plea. And this is the final, I swear it's the final time I'll make the plea.
Yeah.
Dota is a game where you can both be a high MMR player and fuck around and have fun.
No.
It is that game. Yes, it is.
You know, no, I couldn't fuck around at 3850. You saw what happened.
Right. Because you refuse to play anything but ranked. And my plea is
go to normal.
You know,
who do you think I am?
You know as well. I want you to.
I wouldn't.
I would love to see you do it for a month.
No,
I'd love to see you do it for a month.
Play normal for a month.
How about a week? All right,
I wouldn't do it. For a day.
No. I'm not saying normal. No. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying
normal queue.
I'm saying before you go
with
into a game,
to win?
I'm saying you hop on the stream. You get it's 12:30 Eastern, 10:30 our time. Yeah, run out here to the studio. You got that morning Red Bull in you, okay?
No, not lately.
You sit down.
I haven't had a Red Bull today. I need one.
All right, but you sit down, and you say to yourself, "What do I feel like doing, self? Do I feel like climbing MMR, or do I feel like fucking around?"
That's why I need a manager.
And if the answer is,
or like a coach.
If the answer is, well, today Roland feels like, and we'll get you one of those like today Roland feels like charts, you know?
I have to like spin it and.
No, you get to move the marker.
Tinker Jungle, yeah.
And we could even do that. We'll get you a Wheel of Destiny. All right, you get a Wheel of Destiny, and you go into a match and you fuck around.
It says like RM or NM.
Yeah.
On every single one, so it's like you're allowed to play anti-mage and ranked matchmaking. You're not allowed to play Tinker in ranked matchmaking.
Even if you need
so when I
something
spin
like
the wheel, it'd say Tinker. NM for normal
matchmaking.
Okay, so I'd have heroes that would determine what pool I play.
And let's just and have some heroes.
Build me the wheel that's 113. It would have to have 113 on there. Build me the wheel.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, why not just decide before you do it? Like, yeah, I feel like fucking around.
I would love to random with my own wheel. You know,
where you could be like, nah,
because I don't even
spin it again.
I don't even care about the 200 gold. I just am like, whoa, that's a great random. I haven't played Visage in like forever, but he's fun.
On the wheel, one of the options could be random.
Ooh, but it would be a normal matchmaking.
Yeah, it would be. Yes. So I mean, why not do something like that for yourself? Where, you know, I mean,
build me the wheel and I'll do it, dude.
Where you just you do the normal matchmaking, you fuck around.
I'll flip that.
You build all your stupid shit. You jungle.
It'd be
your
super easy to make the wheel. Yeah, if you make
Super
the wheel,
easy.
if
All
you
right.
make the wheel, I'll do it.
I'm gonna make a
It has
wheel.
to be 113 though.
But then,
What if a new hero gets added?
we'll add it to the wheel.
Well, then you're gonna have to proportionately add it
We'll
to the
throw
wheel.
some. I'll leave like 5 open spaces, so I don't have to do it for a while, and they'll just be re-rolls, and then I can sticky on the new hero.
Okay, that's
So-
good. That's really good
Yeah.
thinking. Okay.
So if
I do that if I had the wheel.
okay, and then and you don't have to do the wheel every time. You see,
No, I do the wheel every time.
you see, you don't have to do the wheel.
I
every
would
time.
have to do the wheel every time.
No,
if I
because
had the wheel.
sometimes isn't there an element of the challenge to you that is getting into a game and picking the right hero for the circumstance?
I never know what I'm gonna pick before I go into it, unless
No, I know, and
unless
I
I'm
don't
like
either.
I'm feeling nature's prophet.
I'm not saying that I go into a match and like I didn't go into the AM match going I'm going to play AM for game 10. I went into that match going
Or Kunkka. I've gone into games knowing I was gonna pick Kunkka because that shark is so cool. And I'm like, Tidebringer's a great ability. Like I just hit them and they just all get like it's a cleave ability.
I'm saying that I go into a match knowing I'm going to play.
Could I play Kunkka in ranked?
If he's a hero that you put into your pool, like I'm saying, decide on a position. I know, like I'm making these.
Well, my
pleas from
position
years
is
ago.
obviously somewhere in the safe lane, whether it be 5 or 1.
And I think,
But
even
I'm a
that's
good
okay.
mid, and my off lane is pretty good as well. And jungle is definitely a role I could take. So those are my positions.
Here's what I think you do. And we can even start it here on the show. Let's decide on a primary position that you favor, and then for the other 4 positions, for when you get forced into one of those positions, we come up with 2 heroes for each position, and we come up with 5 for your primary position, and then you got 13 heroes that you really focus on, you really specialize in.
How many?
13 that you really focus on.
I
specialize
think
in.
that's too many. Because when I was climbing, I had like 4.
Okay, then let's pick a special position. Let's pick your position.
I would do it AM Jug, Slark, Faceless.
What about Spectre?
I'm looking at Spectre at my 65% win rate and thinking, yeah, Spectre. But I don't ever want to have to farm to a Radiance again, so no.
But
Like, that's so boring, dude, where it's like, shink, shink, shink. Oop, looks like I'm going to get it by 19 minutes. Got ganked. Now you're not going to get it until 21 minutes. Okay, that's fine. No, I'm not doing that. No Radiance heroes.
So, but when you see what I'm saying, it doesn't matter what heroes. It doesn't.
You'd find a depressed Roland, dude. That was
Really?
Yeah, you would.
Because because you could do both. You could be a 4K player who does the craziest, stupidest shit when he's in normal matchmaking.
Yeah, I could.
You could.
Or
That's
I could
in
be a
your potential.
2900 player that just does the craziest stuff, dude. And sometimes it works. More often than it doesn't work often. But
Well, yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's not.
Maybe eventually I'll just become 4K on every hero. And 4K will be the new 2K.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe I'll just hold out for
I mean,
that.
and that is a possibility. Like that's a very real.
That's probably like
possibility.
3 years from now before I'm like 4K proficient with every hero. But like, I don't know. You saw what I did with Meepo, where I played like 60 games of Meepo and was just like, I'm done. That's kind of how I am.
That's Meepo.
There may be a time again where I'm like, oh, I remember that, and then I will have that 60 games of Meepo to go back on. Any hero. So on this new account, there are only 7 heroes I haven't played, and these are heroes that you know that I have played in the past, which is Brewmaster, Gyro, because Gyro sucks and Brewmaster sucks. I hate that hero. Huskar, you know I played a ton of Huskar. That was like I played like probably 60 games of Huskar. Keeper of the Light, you know I got you into Keeper. I was like, you're gonna love this hero, and it wasn't for a year until you started playing Keeper. Naga, I played Naga but never really got into Naga. Undying, loved Undying, and then Winter Wyvern was kind of more your thing. But those are the heroes I haven't played, and this is on the new account. So you got to figure I have played 106 of my games have been on different heroes, and I only have 600 games, 800 games. So 1/8 of my games have been on different heroes. Just on this account.
Yeah. No, I mean, you have a shitload of, played them once, played them twice, played them 3 times. I mean, and you have...
I have a shitload of like 18 times, 11 times.
You have like 800,
35 times, 9 times, 13 times, 33 times, 27 times, 24.
I guess it
24.
it mystifies me that you don't.
It mystified me that you didn't want to play all the heroes. That you didn't want to play all of Gaben's children.
I mean I do, but I don't want to. I'm still having fun figuring out the game. You know, in my Dota
I by no means
adolescence.
think that I'm super good and that like, if I just doubled down and played 40 heroes, I'd be like 5K. Although I will say that, like, say things went differently and I never played that Doom game and I made it to 4K, and say I made it to 41 or 42, or maybe right now I was at like 44, I will tell you I would be taking games very, very seriously.
I know, because you just want to rub it in Ursi and Proud's faces.
Not Proud. I wouldn't even. I would just Ursi, and I would get to the point where I would like play enough games where like I would be exactly Ursi's MMR or exactly one MMR above Ursi,
and then just argue with him about
and
everything,
to force him to play one more game, and he'd be like, "You only got hit by," like whatever his excuse would be, because there would be an excuse if I were one MMR above Ursi. There would. Come on. There would. What the excuse would be? Yeah, if I played all meta heroes, or yeah, if I just abused the meta, or yeah, if I just played Storm.
No, Ursi's all about abusing the meta to climb.
There would be something, or anybody could just play Warlock, or some shit like. There would be something along those lines. Come on, agree with me.
No, I'm not willing to go that far. I think.
Wow.
I think Ursi would
he would not
trying
concede.
to climb.
He would not concede if I was one MMR higher. And if I said that,
what you would do is you'd motivate him to get back into rank,
and he would fall. And he would fall to the 3100 scrub that he is, dude. And then I would be king.
No, that's not. No.
If a genie came out and was like, "Do you want to be a billionaire? Do you want to influence the world? Do you want to get Trump impeached?" And I'd be like, "No, one MMR higher than Ursi. That's it." And the genie would be like, "Dude, that's like not that big of a deal." I'm like, "Nope, that's what I want. One MMR higher than Ursi. Just play all the games out for me, Mr. Genie. Make it look like it was me.
All on US West, preferably. These here, every hero.
Oh, and could you imagine Tuesday Q&A if I were one MMR higher than him? Oh, it would be so much fun. Oh man, that's the only true regret I have.
So,
is that I'm not higher than Ursi, because I don't think he's that good.
Another thing I was gonna tell you is I saw this.
I feel no, Ursi's good. I'm just joking. I was hoping you'd be like, no, Ursi's good.
Ursi is good. It's obvious that Ursi's good. Like,
well, when you're a dragon and you hoard MMR, and you swim around in it all day, and then yeah.
Oh my god, I was trying to find this. Let's see.
No, Ursi is good. I just honestly, like, Ursi and I, just so you guys know, had like a secret pact where we're gonna give each other shit.
So yeah, this guy posted a. This was a big on our Dota too. Maybe you saw it, but he said, "I reached 6K MMR almost exclusively playing Crystal Maiden," and in it he made a comment that reminded me of things that I've heard you say specifically on Proudland. This guy asked him, "So, what do you generally do for not tilting if your carry spams? We need wards after they were killed and ganked. Do you have any tips for solo support, or do you usually engage in trying to communicate to your teammate in draft phase? Yada yada yada. How do you deal with enemy heroes that have a much more move speed than you?" And this guy, in his responses, says, "I put more priority on support items, often going without boots for a solid 15 minutes, but with the map lit up and enemy invis heroes walking on the minefield of sentries. Most of the time it pays off, we get pickoffs, and my team is able to utilize the vision advantage. Sometimes I get destroyed because I have no items against a roaming Ricky or whatever. Still, I believe the strategy to be consistent enough." And that comment like made me think of you and how you were talking about like what you were doing when you were climbing, and you were climbing consistently.
Way fast. I remember in my last 20 games, I'd be like, "Oh, that's when I was 3,400 20 games ago, and now I'm 3,600." You know what I mean? Like, or like 3,650, and being like, if I just do one little scroll, there I am at 3,100, and here I am at 3,700.
Because you know what? More than anything, I want to see where you do hit. If you could play serious, it's the same way I always told you in poker. Like, I wanted to see you play poker legit because I knew you had the capability.
I'm like
to
Matt
do
Damon,
right
from like
no, except
Goodwill
that you're
Hunting.
not Matt Damon. Except that I'm Matt Damon, and you're fucking
Ben Affleck?
you're
No,
you're
Affleck.
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. Ed Norton was not in Good Will Hunting.
For Rounders. Sorry, excuse. I always thought of our dynamic as more the Rounders thing, where you were.
I thought you were the psychiatrist. I thought you were Robin Williams, and I was Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting.
Okay, well we could do that too.
Yeah, where you're my psychologist, where you're like, why don't you just try? You're so brilliant. Why don't you just try? And I'm like, fuck it, man. Like I like to live on the streets, and I just want to be a construction worker. Is there such a big deal with that?
Yeah, dude. I'll be your Ben Affleck. You know what?
Ben Affleck.
You know what
Robin
happens?
Williams.
No. I'm your Ben Affleck.
I don't want you to be
both. I'm both because you know what? Here's the speech I give you.
Are you gonna say if
some
you're
days,
still here?
One day I want to queue up for a solo queue match, and I don't want to see you on the other team. All right, I'll be happy when you. That'll be the day.
No, he said he said if you're still here in.
No, he tells him that every day he's going to drive up to his house,
and he hopes he's not there.
He hopes he's not there.
That Matt Damon makes the comment where he's like, "Man, we're going to be doing this the rest of our lives," and he's like, "I'll kill you if you're doing this the rest of your life."
You see, why don't you?
I
just want to see it happen.
Well,
dude.
I need you to be Robin Williams.
Right?
I need you to be Matt Damon from Rounders. I need you to be Robin Williams, and I need you to be Ben Affleck from Good Will Hunting.
Okay.
And then a lot of other factors. I need you to put up like a Dota problem where like I'm a janitor somewhere on the whiteboard, and no one understands how the Dota problem.
Here's the enemy
solved.
team comp.
Yeah.
What is 5th pick? And everybody's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you're walking around, it's like, oh, it's Anti-Mage.
No, it'd be something like super discreet. It'd be like Arc Warden. And we would be like, Arc Warden, and I'd just write the synergies and like do like, you know, like
draw some graphs.
Yeah, draw some graphs. Do the like dot in a triangle form, which means, you know, like because of, you know, type thing. And like, yeah, and they'd be like, it's brilliant. Arc Warden is No-Tail Arc Warden would be the win to this. And
okay.
And
we'll start drafting.
And I'd get in fights with people, like I'd rage at people in games,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd get low prio, which would be the equivalent of Matt Damon going to court. But then I'd contact Valve, and they'd get me out of low prio because I was just so good.
And they'd say, with me to talk you through it.
Yeah.
That's how we'll go about it.
Yeah.
All right, that's how. I guess that's it. I guess it's a path forward.
Yep. I liked entertaining that. We're at what, 53 minutes.
56. Why?
Wow.
What is this?
I'm so good at that. I'm always within like plus or minus 5 minutes.
Yeah. You missed the last one by 10.
Oh, did I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Because I was talking about myself. You know what I mean? How do I? You know, time flies when you're having fun.
All right,
let's close it.
This has been the NotPro show. That's right. I'm sticking with that dumb pun.
Siltbreaker.
We're gonna go play some Siltbreaker. I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. BreakyCPK will be back in the studio.
I don't know.
Is next week?
Is he coming back?
Yeah, he might. We haven't looked to.
He might have been signed already to some better agency.
Yeah, he's probably gonna leave us. They always do.
Yeah, all the good ones. That is.
All the good
which
ones.
is why Ursi's still here.
If you guys want to find us, we're defenseofthepatients.com. Send us tweets at .p_show. Emails at defenseofthepatients@gmail.com. Send in write-ins for the Tuesday Q&A. We got to start collecting those because we burned through some of the old ones so we could get a little more current on the show a couple weeks ago. Remember, you can support the show at patreon.com/defenseofthepatients. You can also support the show for free by going to defenseofthepatients.com, click through the Amazon banner, and that's it. That's all that you need to know. We love. Oh, leave us a review on iTunes and tell a friend. That's something we haven't advised folks in a while. If you're enjoying the show and you're enjoying the content that we're putting out, tell a friend. Tell a fellow Dota player. That is a huge help. You guys are still to this day the best advertising that we have, and we can even like quantify that and stuff with numbers. Like it's you guys. You guys do it. And leaving reviews on iTunes and all that kind of stuff. It's super helpful, and we appreciate the folks who have. So. All right, that's going to do it for us. Until next time, this is Cyphus for Roland saying good luck.